Hey everybody, Dmitriy here at SergSupply, and today we are going to show you an installed suspension kit in this Sprinter 144 high roof. Let's dig right in. First and foremost, thank you to Noel for bringing your vehicle here, trusting us with and allowing us to install this awesome suspension kit. This is the Agile Offroad Pro Rip Kit. If you have questions about that, you want to learn more, we have done two other videos about this. One of them is kind of going into the back-end philosophy, let's call it, on why we switched from traditional Falcon style suspension to Agile for most of our builds, unless requested otherwise. And then the other video is really breaking down part by part this suspension kit before it's installed. Now that it's in, I want to take you guys a little closer and show you under the hood. So come on in. I've got this guy on jack stands here, so sorry Noel for putting this thing spread eagle like this. No van deserves to be exposed like this on video, but it's for the good of the people. So I want to walk you through everything in here real quick. Feel free to reference that other video when it's taken apart. But I'm pretty excited about this. Now, keep in mind, a lot of this is covered right now. For example, this upper auxiliary shock bracket is completely covered by the factory plastics. One thing that they did that I really liked is they created a template for you to trace and cut, so it made trimming extremely easy. So let's dig into this auxiliary shock for a second. So number one, you have obviously a Fox auxiliary shock, an upper bracket that uses the factory shape to reinforce it so it's not going to come apart. Very similar to what Falcon has, not gonna lie, it's not that much different. There's really only a couple ways to cut this slice of pie and they've mastered it. But where this really stands out is actually on the bottom. This lower mount for the auxiliary bracket is a piece of machined billet aluminum. Instead of using 5/16 steel or something that's gonna wedge up against the lower control arm and the factory bump stop mounts, they actually machined a perfectly fitting piece that's gonna take the full compressive load of whatever punishment you're going to want to put on it, and it doesn't screw with how any of that assembly is put together. Furthermore, they're using, I think it's grade 6 or grade 8 bolts, but they don't cut corners on hardware. They're very specific about how to mount this hardware, varying types of crush washers, solid washers, or lock nuts, depending on where that bolt is going, and the clearances are super tight, and that kind of gets me giddy. For example, on a lot of these kits, you might have up to ½ inch of thread sticking out somewhere you really don't need it to, because it's just cheaper to buy longer bolts, as opposed to these kits where they are just meeting the very front edge of it so you don't have excess crap sticking out, rubbing, clipping, so on and so forth. That kind of covers this auxiliary strut. Again, the main purpose of this guy is to provide assistance to the main strut, and a lot of kits, they do not replace the main strut, they only add the auxiliary. But with the Pro Rip Kit, you get both. Now, let's move on to the main strut assembly. A bit about the main strut now. I've pulled down the neoprene sleeve here to show you a few things, but first and foremost, it's not just yellow because it's pretty. In the other video, I go over the bilstein and how it's built and how this is way better than you might ever need in a van, but it's better overbuilt than underbuilt. But the details matter, and they're often missed, and I want to talk about a few of the details about this main strut assembly that I love. First and foremost, they have aluminum milled parts for the bottom seat and the top. It is partially adjustable. There are some rings you can reclamp in different positions to set the tension differently if needed, although we just set it at the factory position and leave it because they know better than I do. But one of the small details that I think goes a long way is actually this top seat here. It's aluminum, it's billet aluminum, it's milled to the shape it needs to be with the right clearances, but the best part is it's got a bearing seated in the top. So this actual rubber flange here that's part of the mount that goes to your chassis isn't touching the seat directly, meaning that this top section has some flexibility to move freely without creating any torsion in the system, which is just a nice little detail. And they take it one step further and give you this nice little neoprene sleeve to cover everything and protect it. Obviously, I pulled it down a little bit to show you under the hood, but once this is pulled up, capped off, tightened up, you'll never really have to mess with this for the rest of however long you're going to be punishing this vehicle. On the topic of taking it the extra mile, they also asked us which wheels and tires would go on this so that they can provide spacers to offset it accordingly. What a nice little gesture. Now, you may note that I've got some pretty old lugs on here, even though I've got the new spacers. This customer previously had an unknown bird company install this 20 mil spacer set with the extended lugs. I was not particularly thrilled with the quality of their work, and I ended up having to remove and replace a few lugs because they were loose. So I will not say more about the Bird Company, but I was not overly thrilled with it. But Agile did provide some billet aluminum spacers that fit perfectly. We put some anti-seize on the back, slapped them on, swapped out whatever studs we needed to, and that thing now provided the right clearance for the offset of that wheel so that we don't have a bunch of rubbing and don't need to cut a bunch of stuff to make this work. Here we are in the rear. This one is a little weirder to talk about because a lot of the parts are hidden here, but let's talk about the ones that stick out the most. First and foremost, we've got this Fox strut here. It's the commercial series. It's part of this 2.0 package. This thing's a beast. It's built well. I do not need to praise Fox. They have built up their reputation on their own. If you want to learn more about them, just literally Google anything about Baja or just about any other brutal off-road experience. Their name is usually all over it. But a couple things that this kit did differently that I'm pleased with. This upper anti-shear bracket here, it only requires 2 bolts. They give you these super thick aluminum spacers that completely fill that gap, so there's no loose movement. You don't have to worry about the threads of your bolts being what's resting up against the metal of the vehicle when you have this barrel that they're climbing through. Everything's torqued down the way they recommend. They take the extra step in providing you with a replacement upper strut bolt, so you're not going to reuse that factory one. You have a new one that is way stronger and meant to mount this way, and also a little aluminum locking, let's call it a nut fixer. I don't know the technical term for this, so I'm really sorry in advance, Agile. But it prevents this from backing itself out. And it's got a little 10 millimeter set nut with a nylon lock nut. Too many nuts in this video, Brad. Long story short, the hardware is not going to slip out on its own. It's not going to shear off, and that gets me giddy. That just about covers the upper. So real quick, the thing about the lower shear bracket that I love the most is that it doesn't require chopping the factory lower strut mount. So this thing fits around the factory lower strut mount like a glove. There are aluminum spacers so that nothing is compressing improperly, and it does remount the factory rear sway bar and brake line mounts pretty nicely. Overall, there's not much else to say about it. It's just a well-engineered, well-built part that's going to keep this thing from ripping off on the road. The last thing to talk about is the thing that I enjoyed the least in installing. I did put this in solo, so, you know, rest in peace to my back. But here's why I love it. This company does not rely on giving you undersized or undersprung leafs. They don't give you shims, they don't give you add leafs and make the customer figure it out themselves. They will make us get the rear axle weight or some measurements that'll get them a close approximation, and they get you the right springs for the job. Just slightly undersprung to be compliant with just about every Department of Transportation standard. It's just a safer way to go. Before we put this on, we were about an 1.5 inch gap between the bump stop and this rubber bushing here. And then, although right now we're on jacks, so it's a little sprung out, we have gotten that back to kind of a safe factory level, around 3 inches or more. And so yeah, now we're 2 inches taller. It's great, it rides better. It's rated properly, it's sprung properly. It's not gonna rip apart on the road. Overall, it's just a well-built kit. It's really robust, and I'm happy with it. I don't like cutting corners, and I don't like cheap solutions to things that involve safety, especially road safety. And so for that reason, I think this was a great fit for this van. And that just about wraps it up for this suspension install. So thank you, Noel, for volunteering your van and letting me do this video on this install. Thank you to Agile for partnering with us and offering customers a really cool product like this. If you're interested in having an Agile suspension kit installed, we are authorized installers, so come on by our shop in Auburn, California, and we'd love to take care of you. In any case, thank you for watching this video to the end, and happy building.